Hello, and congratulations to the Stanford class of 2020. This is not the graduation you imagined or deserved, and I can't wait until we can celebrate properly in person. In the meantime, I speak for everyone at the law school when I say we're so proud of your achievements, and we can't wait to see how you use the education you've received here at Stanford to contribute to the world. As I think about how this year has unfolded, and especially this last quarter, I can't help but think how much the world needs the talent, energy, and perspectives that our graduates will bring to their future careers. From the issues laid bare by the pandemic to the renewed conversation on racial justice that the recent killings of George Floyd and others have opened, there are so many areas in which systemic reform is needed. Whether you go to work in the public or private sector, we know you have the capacity to make important contributions for the betterment of society in the coming years. Congratulations, and we wish you the best.
Greetings, SLS class of 2020. I'm Phil Malone. I direct the Jules Gard IP and Innovation Clinic. So congratulations, you did it. You graduated. You made it to today, to your commencement, to your big day. Of course, none of us, least of all you, ever imagined that your big day would be like this. You know, I love commencement. It's one of my absolute favorite parts of being at SLS. So I can't begin to tell you how disappointed I am that I can't say congratulations in person, face-to-face, to you and to all of the members of your proud family. And to be able to say it with handshakes and hugs. Remember those? Handshakes and hugs? I really miss that. Commencement is one of those rituals that binds you all together as a class, that marks your passage from this amazing place on to the rest of your careers and your lives. But the feelings of pride and accomplishment and the tears of joy and the bonds between you and your classmates and the love and approval of your families, those are no less real, no less profound, even though this year we have to share them in little boxes on a flat screen, just like we've shared every other part of the spring quarter. So yeah, your commencement is really different, and your start to your legal careers and to the rest of your lives is very different. But the forces that have made them so different, the upheaval in our society that has so thoroughly disrupted our usual rituals and your expected rituals of commencement day today, have also created a new opening, a crack, unlike anything that we have seen in a very long time. The pandemic, shelter in place, now the fight to stop racism, the fight to ensure that Black Lives Matter, the fight to ensure that racism no longer lives here too at SLS. Those powerful forces that fundamentally altered your 3L spring and your commencement today also might, just might, let us fundamentally alter some of the parts of our society that are the most broken and that have been the most resistant to change. Those forces have brought us closer now to real systemic change. This moment, just like your commencement, is a very different one, and one with much more potential than I have ever seen. So I hope that your time at SLS, and in particular the experience that so many of you had in your various clinics, will equip you, will empower you, will inspire you, and will sustain you to embrace this opening, to take hold of this small crack and rip it wide open. Celebrate today, and then change things. Not a little, not incrementally, but in a big way, and do it now. Don't hesitate. Don't be timid. Someday soon we'll celebrate you and your accomplishments in person, and I hope with your families. For now, though, congratulations. Savor today, savor this moment, and then tomorrow, let's all wake up and get to work.
Hi everyone, I'm Colleen Honigsberg, and this is Everett, and this is Nolan, and we wanted to wish all of you guys who are graduating today congratulations! So I'm sorry that the past quarter has been what it's been. I'm sorry that we're not actually able to celebrate in person today, but for what it's worth, if Everett or Nolan were graduating from Stanford Law today, I would be so incredibly proud of them. And I know that everybody who has loved and supported you, over these years feels exactly the same way. Now, Over the past couple of years, one question that I've gotten a number of times is whether I have any regrets from law school. And I always tell people I have two. So the first, I really wish that I had taken admin law. Now, if you also did not take admin law, it's a little bit too late. But the second, I really wish that I had done a better job of keeping in touch with the friends that I had in law school and maintaining that community. And if I can give you one unsolicited piece of advice, it's to do a better job than I did in that regard. And with that, my final request of you guys, please keep in touch. I'm always really proud of the Stanford Law community, and I'm so proud to be and happy to be part of this community, but this is especially true for this particular year and for this particular graduating class. There are so many of you guys that I respect and admire and who I consider friends, and I just genuinely can't wait to see where your careers go. I really think that you're going to turn into the leaders that we very badly need, and I really hope that you guys maintain contact. Always, if you have accounting or corporate law questions, obviously I'm a resource, but more than that, I just hope you keep in touch on a personal level. I'm really going to miss you guys. So with that, congratulations again.
I'm Mark Kelman. I taught half of the class of 2020 JD class when they were 1Ls. I really wish that I could celebrate with you in person. And that's not just because if we were able to celebrate in person, it would mean that it was safe to get out of my house. I usually love the opportunity to congratulate people in person. I love the opportunity to catch up with some of you and find out what your plans are. And I love the opportunity to meet your family, friends, loved ones, and actually brag about you a little bit in ways that you probably wouldn't do yourself. But of course, the reason we can't get together is the pandemic. And the pandemic has both been an event that has kind of unified us. We are all feeling a loss of freedom, we're all feeling fear, we're all feeling a lot of uncertainty. But it's also profoundly divided us in the sense that there is enormous inequality in the consequences of the pandemic, both in terms of morbidity and mortality and in terms of vulnerability to the economic changes that have been brought on. And in fact, thinking about the pandemic and that inequality has reminded us that for the last half century, our society, our economy has become considerably less chain connected in the sense that what happens to people who are well off doesn't always happen to people who are less well off. During the last couple of months, while tens of millions of people lost their job, the wealth of American billionaires increased by the better part of $1 trillion. So that's a challenge that we all face, and it's a challenge that I think maybe our country is beginning to recognize is a real and genuine challenge. So the last few weeks has in some ways been a scary time, but it's also been a time that has made me feel a level of optimism about change that I haven't felt in a very long time. I think on graduation day, it's a particularly good time to feel optimistic, and not just because it's customary to express optimism on graduation day. When I think about the class of 2020, I think of people who not only have the kind of empathy to care about change, but who have gained the kind of wisdom and practical skills to effectuate the sorts of changes that really work. So that's my greeting and hope for you on this graduation day, that whatever you go on to do, that you will use the skills that you've learned while you're here to lead to kind of efficacious change, both in any situations in which you're dealing with as a lawyer and in your role as public citizens. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Class of 2020, congratulations on your graduation. Ever since I arrived on this campus nearly 2 years ago, it was your class that welcomed me with open arms and let me be part of the Stanford family. You were amazing students in my advanced civil procedure class, you were wonderful RAs, and you were great stewards of the law school in my time here. As you head out into the real world, you now know that there's so much work left to be done to promote justice and equality under the law. And hopefully many of the other speakers will send that message to you. I just want to leave you with a smaller point that has resonated with me, which is that in the times of the pandemic, It's important that you just focus on being a decent human being. Be good to your family and be good to your friends.
Good morning, graduates. At most graduations, we recite the names of those graduating. This year, we recite other names: George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery. As countless activists at protests have implored us to do, we say their names. At most graduations, we celebrate the power of law to right injustices. This year, many of us are asking whether incremental legal reforms are enough to transform racist institutions. Around the world, people are suffering, autocrats are rising, borders are closing, and the police are still shooting. Yet when I think about what gives me hope, I return to you. As I recite in my mind members of your class whom I have had the pleasure to know, hope returns. It's not your legal degrees that give me hope. It's your commitment to justice and your compassion for other human beings. So if you too are searching for hope in a time of darkness and uncertainty, search no further. Turn to your classmates. Turn to yourselves. You are the hope you're searching for. Let that sustain you through the struggles ahead. And congratulations.
Hello, class of 2020. You might be wondering, why am I wearing this hat? So mostly I'm wearing it to conceal my terrible quarantine haircut and because my graduation cap is in my office. But I'm also wearing it to remember the happier times when we could all travel and go places like out to the beautiful Yurok Reservation behind me. And if you look very closely, you might even see a whale that is disguising itself as a rock. As for my robe, this is after all what I just wear around the house these days. So I am always telling people that one of the best parts of my job is that I get to meet all these incredible students who are doing amazing things that I feel like I'm constantly learning about. I mean, I just learned the other night that one of you, a student that I had taught for 3 years, is, completely unbeknownst to me, a Spotify sensation with 18 million listeners. And it's been great fun teaching you over the last 3 years, sinking ships to learn the rule against perpetuities, which you now all get to relearn for the bar. Congratulations. Ragging on New Jersey, pinning up dollars at the country club. Now, one of the harder parts of our job is that you all then leave. But this too brings its own satisfaction. I like to think that you all will take the amazing things that you've already been doing and now then do them out in the world. We're all in a very difficult time right now in many ways, but knowing that all of you will be out there on the front lines makes me feel a bit more optimistic about the future in these dark times. So congratulations, very good luck. I hope to all see you in person soon, but in the meantime, please know that you have my best wishes for the future.
This virtual graduation seems anticlimactic, but law school graduations usually are, as your mind is already on the bar exam and the next job challenge. So think of these as transitions, and this one is very unusual. If you had disappeared from Earth in January and just now returned, you'd think you were in a science fiction movie with people walking around wearing masks and moving in robotic lines. But it's been a transition where most people have exhibited an amazing civility and commitment to the greater good to mitigate the suffering so many are enduring. More tragically, it's a transition that's a moment of immersion in some of the bitterest events in our history of racial injustice. Of course, the deaths of Mr. Floyd and others are irredeemable. But just in this very week of your graduation, we've seen some signs unimaginable a few weeks ago of Confederate icons and emblems falling at NASCAR of all places, as if maybe something somewhat different is happening this time in terms of well-deserved national embarrassment and long-delayed recognition. Some complain this is erasing history. No, it's part of history. These icons were not platonic essences representing some kind of essential America. They were built in specific moments for specific and very terrible reasons, usually erasing somebody else's history. So this moment of literal iconoclasm is itself a stage of the history you're living through. You're leaving law school during these transitions, and with pain and struggle, you're working through them. So stay resilient in your personal and collective lives and find creative opportunities in the transitions to come. I hope you're leaving well prepared. Be well.
I look forward to speaking with you in person and at more length when we can properly vet your graduation. As you celebrate today, try to give a few minutes to those who stood in your way, intentionally or unintentionally. I had a post-it on my computer throughout graduate school quoting a teaching assistant saying that only women failed the econ generals. Barriers can motivate, but they can also exhaust. And I doubt that this TA, who's now a well-known, tenured, chaired economics professor, recalls his quip to me in my first year of graduate school. So going forward, don't become the cause of someone else's post-it note, or worse. And in addition to giving a few moments to those who stood in your way, try to give far more moments to those who cheered you on, who opened doors, who carried you when you thought you couldn't do it, who provided laughter and joy. For me, it was my grandmothers who basically made that post-it note not come true. For you, it might be a sibling, a parent, a partner, a friend. Sarah Cooper for some joy in darkness. You did not get to this amazing moment on your own. So warmest congratulations to you and to all of those who helped you get here. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Hello, everyone. Charlie and I would like to congratulate you for graduating. Congrats to the class of 2020. I know that this is not the way that you wanted to end 3L year. 3L year was supposed to be great at the end, where you get to sit outside and enjoy yourselves and go to bar review and things like that. But instead, you got a global pandemic and folks protesting racist violence across the country. But I know you guys are able to roll with the punches and that you can be troopers and improvisational. And shout out to my crim law students as we went through a very special journey together, where we all experienced crim law for the first time. Me on the teaching side and you guys on the learning side. So just know that we love you, and unfortunately we're not going to be together physically right now, but I'm glad that we have this moment to be together virtually, and can't wait to give everyone hugs when we join together for the actual graduation later on this year. So take care. And Charlie says bye too. Bye-bye.
Hello, we're back again. Professors who have already said goodbye once and waved as you went, like your mom as you left for summer camp or a long car trip. She packed your lunch, made sure you had your coat and your permission slip, or later, the spare tire and jack in the trunk just in case. She gave you advice and a wave and off you went. And then, only later, showed up unexpectedly at the classroom door, standing there to say you forgot your lunch or your permission slip. And we too, in our way, have fed you and fit you with tools for your journey, tools that might be useful if you or car or corporation break down along your way. And we waved as you left. And now, only later, show up unexpectedly, this time not with your lunch, but to say, congratulations, only this time to cheer and not to preach, and to say that we will miss you. Good luck. Now, I had considered asking some of my close personal celebrity friends to join me in making a graduation wish for you.
Hey everyone, I'm Gal Gadot, and I'm so honored to be able to personally congratulate you, the class of 2020, on your graduation.
Or to collect some good career advice on legal ethics from people you can trust.
Don't ever, for any reason, do anything to anyone, for any reason, ever, no matter what, no matter where or who you are with, or where you are going, or where you've been.
But these days, celebrity friend videos are, let's say, problematic. So I will say only congratulations. And on this virtually and socially distanced send-off, know that we cheer for and will miss you. You'll just have to imagine a large and cheerful group of professors and peers cheering for you.
Imagine all the people living for today.
And especially today, remember to thank your mom, your dad, your friends and family who have helped you get this far. And don't forget what your mom taught you, if not with words. That lunch, those tools in the trunk, were never just for you. It was never all about you only. It's so that you could help others. I'll close with these words from Maya Angelou. Now, if you listen closely, I'll tell you what I know. Storm clouds are gathering. The wind is going to blow. The race of man is suffering, and I can hear the moan, 'cause nobody can make it out here alone. Congratulations, class of 2020. Remember those who helped you and those who you can now help. Goodbye.
Congratulations, class of 2020. You have achieved so much and contributed so much to the Stanford Law School community. We are so proud of you, and we are so grateful for all that you have taught us. You're graduating into a very difficult world, one marked by a pandemic that has laid bare racial and other inequality in our society, marked by closed borders and xenophobia, by a degraded environment, by the erosion of democratic principles around the world, and by a long overdue broader recognition of the racism that permeates our institutions, following the continued racist killings of African Americans, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and so many others. It is a time to mourn, but it is also time to fight. And we need your brilliance, your fearlessness, your collaborative spirit. We need your fierce advocacy, your creativity. I have had the good fortune to get to know some of you very well, and that is what gives me peace and hope in these very trying times. I know that you are exactly what we need right now. With you in the driver's seat, we can navigate our way forward to a better, more equal, more just place. This is not just about being good lawyers, although you will certainly be that. This is about much more. It's about commitment, character, and a strong moral compass. These and other qualities are things that you, the class of 2020, has in abundance. Congratulations. I am very excited and hopeful about seeing how your leadership moves us forward.
Hello and farewell, class of 2020. I leave you with the wisdom from my current favorite author, Frank Ostaseski, and his book, The 5 Invitations. Number 1, don't wait. Don't wait to begin living each moment as a deeply engaged person. What you do matters, now more than ever. You have the intelligence, you have the skills, and now you have the pedigree. So don't wait. Act. Number 2, welcome everything. Push away nothing. Be open to what's happening, the easy and the difficult parts of life. We spend too much time in denial. Denial is at the heart of the problems we're facing right now. Denial of climate change, denial of the global pandemic, denial of systemic racism and its existence in the DNA of this country. Welcome everything just as it is. Discover, investigate, and respond skillfully. Number 3, bring your whole self. It's not your expertise that matters the most, actually. It's your wisdom. The wisdom that you gain through acceptance of everything about yourself. That's what enables us to truly help others. Number 4, find a place of rest in the middle of everything. Rest doesn't have to only come at the end of the day, or on the weekend, or on vacation. We can find a place of rest within ourselves. It's always available to us. We can turn our attention to the present moment and breathe. And finally, number 5, cultivate don't know mind. Embrace curiosity, embrace surprise, embrace wonder. Leave yourself available for discovery. As you enter your post-Stanford life, do so with your minds emptied of limited possibility. Do so with your hearts open to all humankind.